All right, let's bring in CBS 13 political analyst Gary Dietrich now. Gary, two different approaches here. You have the Republicans saying, hey, let's do a suspension of the gas tax, 51 cents right there. And then you have the governor saying, hey, let's cut you a check up to $800 for each Californian, regardless of income. How much of this is political strategy in an important election year?
Well, that's an outstanding question, Curtis, because I've always said there's no better campaign signs than those ones on each corner saying the price of gas. I mean, politicians know very well that has often been seen by citizens as an indicator of how well things are going. And right now, many people don't think very well if you look at the polls, both statewide and nationally. Now, the governor's plan involves a July issuing, that's the earliest they say, of actual debit cards. Some people are concerned about that because, of course, the notorious problems with all the unemployment debit cards that went out and the exploitation that many people, well, unfortunately took related to that. So I don't think this is nearly solved in the Capitol. Both sides will try to make hay out of it. And you saw from that report, Curtis, part of the problem is the governor is being hit from the left, from the environmental side, as well as from more conservative folks who want an immediate relief, not something tied to a vehicle registration or a tax credit somewhere down the road.
Yeah, but no surprise with a hot topic like gas prices that politicians will jump on it. Well, let's switch gears now, Gary. Today, President Biden promised to welcome 100,000 Ukrainian refugees to the U.S. So how do you think the president's announcement is being received by both parties?
Well, I think it's going to be probably received pretty well, because the bottom line is this: when you look at polls, people are in favor of supporting Ukraine. I mean, some 70% of Californians in a recent poll said they'd be even willing to pay more to pay at the pump in order to cut off Russian oil supplies. So you're starting to see a lot of sympathy for the Ukrainian people. And so I think, particularly as we saw in our report earlier, that in the Sacramento area, we have a large Ukrainian population. I think in areas like this and others around the country where that is true, you're going to see actually a very positive reception towards many of the Ukrainian refugees.
All right, let's talk the strike in Sac City schools at an impasse right now. What, if anything, can state government do here to bring this to an end?
Well, this is a challenge, Curtis, because not very much in the short term. The Sacramento City Unified School District has been under heavy scrutiny by the County Office of Education, by the State Education Department, because over the last number of years, they've really struggled fiscally. Now, Mayor Steinberg has jumped in to the fray, saying he'd like to see this thing solved. The challenge for local leaders is this: when you're trying to attract major companies and you're trying to attract families, for example, from high-tech areas like the Bay Area, which they want to do, it's difficult when your local school system is struggling. And so right now, to have kids out of school, no high school sports, everything on hold, that's not a very good advertisement for economic development. So there'll be a lot of pressure, but in terms of levers that can be actually pulled right now at the state level, pretty few.
Yeah, certainly people will be looking for something to be done, though. Gary Dietrich, thank you so much for your insight once again tonight.
Of course.